Have you ever wondered what life would have been like if you did things differently in your 20s? If you could turn back time, what would you tell your 20-year-old self? And would they even listen? Understanding that our 20s are a time of exploration, growth, and just figuring it all out, don't you still wish you had some sort of manual or just a little more direction? Don't get me wrong, I was super adventurous in my 20s. I lived in Mexico for 14 years. I toured with musicians through Mexico. I had my own craft business. I learned Spanish. I became a Mexican citizen. These are all things that I love about my 20s, but I sort of feel that was some fundamental information that I was missing that would have changed my perspective on life. And so today I would love to share with you 5 things, even though there are way more than 5 things. We'll keep it to a list of 5 things I wish I had known in my 20s. My first tip would be realizing that people are more similar than you think. I spent a large portion of my life thinking I was so different from everyone else, and this meant that I couldn't relate to anyone and I didn't feel connected to anyone. And it took a drastic change of life events for me to end up in a personal development course. And in that course, I had an aha moment where all of a sudden I saw these people around me who were highly successful people, and they had all these insecurities and inner deficiencies. That changed my perspective on life. That changed how I related to people. I all of a sudden could talk with people more, and I didn't feel so different. That was such a moment for me, and I'm so happy that I discovered that. So, yeah, that's a good one. I guess tip number 2 is for those rebellious people. If you're the type of person that rebels against societal norms and you focus on what you don't want to be in life, you might be missing out on actually what you want in life. I was very certain on what I didn't, or what I thought I didn't want in life, that I completely missed focusing on what I wanted. And when my life took a turn, I made a conscious decision that my life wasn't working well anymore. And so I made this pact with myself during a yoga teacher training in India that I would participate 100% in anything that they asked. Of course, at first, my old behavior would come where I'd kind of roll my eyes and, like, this is silly, no. And then I reminded myself, no, you're going to switch it up a little. Try saying yes. So I did. Oh my goodness. Through that experience, I just started discovering that I actually really didn't know what I wanted in life because I was so focused on what I didn't want. And maybe that's where my lack of direction came from in my 20s. So this tip rocked my world, and it just opened my eyes to looking at what I want in life. Try things and see if you like them or not. Don't prejudge whether you're going to like them or not. Do it and then decide. Tip number 3 would be learning how to be more honest with yourself. I used to always go into self-protection mode, trying to justify my actions. And instead, it would have been so helpful to have inner honesty, first with myself, then with others. And when you get emotional about something, write it down. You describe this situation and your emotion, and you'll notice, I find that when I start writing things down, I become a lot more honest with myself. In the beginning, I will be justifying my actions, and then you ask yourself, is that really what was going on? And then you come to the inner honesty and you realize that I think you were protecting your ego or protecting yourself. And just having that knowledge of the true, real reasons behind your actions is powerful. Tip number 4 would be have more compassion for yourself. Nobody's perfect. Everyone screws up. Take responsibility for your screw ups. Shut your negative talk down and have more compassion for yourself. And tip number 5 is for women only. If you're on your menstrual cycle, maybe wait a day or two before you make any life-altering decisions. Though I had a very adventurous life, I made some radical decisions while on my period that it probably would have been best if I waited a day or two. The truth is, I recognize that there's no right or wrong path. Everyone's list is going to be different, and I would love to hear in the comments below what 1 or 2 things would rock your world if you knew it in your 20s.